Hello everyone, my name is Amy with Eating Healthy, Spending Less. And in today's video, I want to share with you a personal financial goal my husband and I have, and that is to finish out our master bathroom. Now, how this pertains to eating healthy, spending less, that's what I want to discuss with you in today's video. Anytime you have a financial goal, whether it's to pay off debt or to save for something specific, it affects your grocery budget because your grocery budget is the most flexible expense you have each week. Now, more on that in a minute. So when my husband and I bought this home 18 months ago, we had a specific budget, a cash budget of how much we were going to spend to modernize the home. The master bathroom was not in that first phase budget at all. We weren't even going to touch it. But upon moving in, we noticed that the master bathroom was not in a suitable living condition. And that's really all I'm going to say about that. We ended up gutting the toilet room, taking out some of the drywall, taking out all of the floors. We ripped out the vanities. We repainted half of the bathroom. My husband ripped out the bathtub because there were issues behind the walls that needed to be addressed. And I will also say under the floors. So we have new vanities in our bathroom. Partial flooring has been done. The shower has not been touched and the bathtub area is still gutted. My husband Troy and I now feel like it is time to save aggressively to finish out our master bathroom area where the tub and shower is, and also complete the floors. We have decided to save $15,000 to complete this project. Now we hope it will cost less, but we have decided $15,000 will go into the budget just in case. Now I want to give you 5 tips on how we plan to save aggressively and how we plan on meeting this financial goal. I just want to encourage you to take advantage of these 5 tips, no matter what journey you are on, whether it's to pay off debt or to save for a purpose. Now I do want to tell you, a few years ago, we were on our debt-free journey and we paid off about $27,000 in 8 months. We did this aggressively. We paid off some medical bills, credit cards, and both of our cars. So our only current debt is our mortgage. I share this with you because I've already been on this journey. After we paid off that debt, then we had to still continue the process of saving aggressively to have an emergency fund. We follow the Dave Ramsey method. So we do have a 3 to 6 month emergency fund. Right now, our emergency fund is around the 5-month mark as far as our expenses go for each month. And that is very satisfying to us to know that we have that money set aside for a rainy day. So now that I've shared that, I want you to know we are seasoned pros on this topic and we are ready to jump in and really save as much as we can. But these 5 tips, let's go over them right now because they are going to really help me during this process. And I hope that this video motivates you to start your journey of either saving or paying off debt. Number 1, create a plan with your spouse and discuss your why. Whatever journey you're on, why is this so important to you? And why is it so important to start now? Why not start in 6 months? Or discuss what is taking us so long to start. That's kind of where we were. Why are we waiting so long? Why don't we just get the ball rolling and do this? So that is exactly what my husband and I did this past weekend. So we sat over dinner and we discussed, why haven't we started this? Why do we want to do this? And what's going to push us to start now? So sit down with your spouse, discuss that and figure out your why. Why now? The other thing that goes along with this tip is having a family meeting. we sat our kids down over lunch yesterday and we discussed with them why we are doing this. It's important for the whole family to know what's about to happen, because if you keep this a secret from your kids and you're saying, no, honey, I can't put you in basketball camp. No, we're not able to do that right now. They're gonna ask questions. Why are you always telling me no? They are now privy to what is going on, and they are on board, of course, because they know mommy wants to have that bathroom finished. So they are ready and they understand. And I told them yesterday, if mommy says no, it's not in the budget, you know why. So everyone is on the same page. Number 2, I mentioned it earlier, it's your grocery budget. You need to adjust your grocery budget to accommodate your now new savings goal. So for us, our grocery budget has been around $700 a month. This month for November, I upped our grocery budget to $800 to accommodate Thanksgiving, since we do have Thanksgiving with both sides of our family, and I wanted to make it special. But from here forward, starting in December, I know Christmas is coming, but we do have a plan for that. Our new grocery budget will be $600 a month. On our debt-free journey, our grocery budget was $500 a month. But I don't want to go that low. I don't want to pinch us that tight. I do remember how I felt during that time, and I just don't want to do that this time. So $600 is going to be our new grocery budget. Now, let's real quick talk about inflation, because inflation is a real issue, and inflation doesn't scare me. And I'm going to tell you why. This totally surprises people on Instagram. I get the most hateful messages telling me that I must be living under a rock about inflation. I understand that inflation is real. Trust me, I do. I see it in the stores, I do. But the reason why it doesn't scare me is because I have tried so hard to focus on the foods where inflation hasn't quite been touched as much. Now, there are a lot of prepackaged foods that are really expensive. Eggs are getting really expensive for people. So just don't eat them. I know that that may sound odd to you to say, but if the price is too high and you look at the price and you go, oh my goodness, eggs are $5 a dozen or whatever they are, don't buy them. Eat something else. That's what we have done. Now, as you all know, I'm on a plant-based diet for my health, but aside from that, you can find different foods to eat. So you might have to change a little bit of your family's eating style. Maybe you don't buy instant oatmeal packets anymore. Maybe you just buy a 25-pound bag of rolled oats that's so inexpensive per pound, and just make oatmeal from scratch. That is exactly what I do. I make so much from scratch. Now, of course, there are some prepackaged foods in my pantry right now, but I'm really cautious to not allow those prices to affect my grocery budget. If strawberries are really expensive, don't buy them. They're not really in season in a lot of parts of the United States. Now, they are still in season here in California, but we are the exception, of course. But if it's out of season, don't buy it. Eat in-season produce. Stick with good healthy carbs like brown rice, but limit your portions. I typically eat about a half of a cup of brown rice with whatever we're eating. I don't just give myself a big old portion of carbs. I'm really careful about it, but I still enjoy the food. It's nourishing to us and it's really inexpensive. So with the grocery budget, I am lowering it, like I said, to the $600 mark, and I plan to purchase lots of varieties of foods where inflation hopefully will not affect that. So follow along, because I plan on sharing my grocery journey with you during this process and where I shop and what I buy to accommodate our new grocery budget. Number 3, decide on a number that you can live on, that your family can live on, by creating a bare bones budget. So what you want to do is sit down and write out in a notebook all of your bills. And then write out those important expenses that you have to pay for, like groceries or gas for your car. Or maybe for us, we set aside $50 a month for our car registration that comes every year. There are certain expenses that I want to make sure we have allocated for. However, there are a lot of expenses that are going to be unnecessary for us during our savings process. So pick a number. After you've written these down, decide what is that bare bones budget number. And then anything left over, that is what you save. We are hoping to save at least $2,000 per month on our savings goal. That's the goal. I'm hoping more, but at least 2,000 is what we're going to push for. And it's not going to be that easy. I want you to remember that my husband is a school teacher, so we are not here making a lot of money. I do have a YouTube channel, but I am only making a partial income off of that. We are not talking about making $20,000 and $30,000 and $40,000 a month. We are on a very conservative budget. So maybe you could sit down and see, oh, we only need $3,000 a month to live on, or we only need $4,500 to live on. And then anything over that can go towards your savings. And that's exactly what we're doing. Number 4, it's important to have a visual. So print a savings tracker. So this is the one that we printed. It's not mine, I did not create this. I will leave a link for this one down below. I just found it on the internet and I love it. It's a mason jar and I love mason jars. What you wanna do is take the total and divide it by 20 because there's 20 lines here. And that's how much each line represents. So each line for me represents $750. So we have $1,000 in that savings account right now. And as you can see, I have already filled it in and put the amount that I put into that savings. So here it is. It's hanging on my refrigerator because it's so good for the whole family to see what we are saving for. Also, it's important to set an end date goal. When do you want to complete this? Because then you can see that light at the end of the tunnel. You know that this really tough months of saving very strenuously will be over soon, or that goal of I'm gonna be debt free. Oh man, I loved that savings goal. So you wanna have a date that you're pushing for and striving for. And it doesn't have to be a specific, like November the 15th or whatever. It doesn't have to be like that. It could be very specific, like by May, I want to have $15,000 in our savings account ready to go by whatever. And it really will help you to see the end goal, that what you're doing is purposeful and it's going to pay off. And finally, number 5, put your blinders on. Tell others what you are doing so that they know what to expect. Unfollow certain social media accounts that entice you to make unnecessary purchases. Stop unnecessary subscriptions. And make sure that you have the necessary items that you will need in your seasonal wardrobe. This is something that I've actually been focusing on lately, is making sure I have the clothes that I need and my children need for the winter season. And that will kind of carry us into the spring. So it's important to plan and prepare. Now, you don't need to take weeks and weeks to plan and prepare. Just take a few days. See, you know what? I really need to get some new tights. So go get new tights. And just like get some necessary items that you will need. Now, when it comes to like household items, that's on a monthly basis, unless you're needing to save up for something and buy like something in bulk. Maybe do that before you start, or put that money aside for when you need that. But just be prepared. Put those blinders on, set your goal, and go get it. Go after it. You can do it. I can do it. I'm a little like, oh, here we go. Oh my goodness, I can't believe we're doing this again. But I'm so excited. And I want to also give a bonus tip. I love giving a little bonus tip. come up with some seasonal fall, because we're in fall right now, inexpensive or free activities that you and your family can do to make the journey just more fun. Just like going to the park or going and picking out leaves and making a craft with the leaves, or whatever it is, just come up with some fun little things. Maybe drinking hot cocoa around a fire or watching a specific fall or Christmassy type movie. You can make it fun. And that's exactly what we are going to be focusing on, is really inexpensive or free activities, because my husband is so excited to start this process now of saving. He wants to do it now. And so we will be starting at the end of this month. And I actually cannot wait. I'm so excited because starting at the end of this month is going to keep me from overspending on Christmas. And I love that, actually, because we don't need to overspend on Christmas. Well, I hope that this video inspires you to reach those financial goals. You can do it. And I hope that these 5 tips will help you. So come along on this journey with me as I share here on YouTube the process and how I plan to save money on groceries. And if you are new, please hit that subscribe button, like this video. I would really appreciate it. I love making YouTube videos all about handcrafted recipes, using fresh ingredients, and everyday living. And don't forget, this girl is on a budget. I will see you all in my next video, friends. Bye-bye.